There was a time when gods walked the earth, when warriors were heroes. Their battles and conquests became legend, and the legend lives on. This is the hour of the Gladiators.
Welcome to the quarterfinals, where champion must eliminate champion and only the best survive each Saturday. And to test them to the limit tonight, get ready for our Gladiators Taipan, Blade and Condor. Rain, Tornado and Storm. Vulcan, Glacier, Hammer. Delta, Commando and Fury. And if you love watching people give their all in a night of trials and triumphs, then get ready for the Gladiators and say hello to Kimberly Joseph and Mike Hammond.
Hello and welcome to another huge episode of Gladiators. Tonight we have 4 quarterfinalists fighting it out for just 2 places in the semi-finals.
And as ever, they come from a wide range of backgrounds. We have a sailor, an actor, a working mum and a physiotherapist.
Well, you could also say that we have an unarmed combat expert, we have a rugby playing lifesaver, a judo champion and an aerobics champion.
Hang on a second, are you saying that there's only 4 challenges?
Yep, only 4 challenges. We'll count them as they come out. Let's meet the first of them now. Our female challengers tonight are Joanne Rogers and Catherine Arlo.
Joanne is a national aerobics champion from Queensland who makes sportswear, and she's got a 4-year-old daughter called Lila. In her heat, Joanne took on Storm, Delta and Blade in Powerball and impressed everyone with 2 powerful points. Catherine from Victoria is a physiotherapist and a national and USA Open Judo champion, looking for gold in the year 2000. And in her heat, Catherine took on Glacier in joust and stayed in the saddle for 60 seconds and 5 points.
Let's welcome Joanne and Catherine.
Joanne, welcome to the show again. Now, you're the true definition of a working mother. Is Layla in the audience?
She should be over there somewhere.
Over there cheering you on, and you also competed at a very high level of aerobics.
Yes, I did. I came 3rd in the Nationals last year.
Fantastic. So what does the future hold?
Not really sure yet. I'll just keep trying my best.
And being a good mum at the same time, hey?
I always try that one, yeah.
Fantastic. Now, last time we saw you, you almost managed to hang on and hang tough.
Yeah, it was very, very close. Fury had her fingernails under my fingers, and there's not much you can do when they do that.
You've also got the Eliminator. Now, last time we saw you try to get up the Travelator 3 times. What does the fact that the Travelator is actually going at quarterfinal speed do to your morale?
Just makes me want to try that little bit harder.
Focus, focus, focus. Good luck to you tonight, Joanne.
Thank you very much.
Catherine, you're the judo champion I was referring to a minute ago. You've won the US Open titles. You've been an Australian champion. Where do you want to go with your judo?
Well, at the moment, I'm aiming towards the Sydney 2000 Olympics.
So we're going to see you for the green and gold in the year 2000, in 4 years' time, we hope.
Well, fingers crossed, and with a lot of hard training and good nutrition, hopefully I'll be there.
I think that's worth a bit of support, don't you, folks? Absolutely. Going for the Olympics, that's great. Hit and run. We've got that again this evening, but you only got 2 points in that game, which is not a very high score. We're going to see a change of tactics tonight?
Well, yeah, I've got a change of tactics. I'm actually going to try and run on the bridge, stay on the bridge, and trying to dodge the balls, I'd say.
That's a pretty good tactic there. Hopefully we'll see some more points with that. And any other game that you're looking forward to this evening?
I think I'm really looking forward to Skytrek because it's so high up.
Well, there it is. It's already set, hanging from the roof of the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, a long way up. We wish you all the best tonight, Catherine.
Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for our female challengers tonight, Catherine and Joanne.
And now let's meet our male challengers, Phil Burgess and Jeff Pruitt.
Phil from Canberra is a naval officer with a university business degree. He's into surf boats and half marathons. And last time we saw Phil, he showed fantastic strength by supporting himself and Commando just short of 60 seconds on Hang Tough. Jeff from Queensland is an actor and a model. He's an ex-Army unarmed combat expert who keeps fit through rock climbing. And Jeff showed us what he was made of in his heat when he survived the Might of Tower and stood his ground for 5 tough points.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil and Jeff.
Something that I've really got to ask you, being a naval officer, how do you keep fit to be able to run half marathons?
It's very difficult when you're at sea. Obviously, you can't do laps around the ship too much. But not everyone that's in the Navy goes to sea. There's a lot of shore opportunities you can get a career out of, and you can always train in your spare time there.
Yeah, I sort of had this vision of you like running 3,000 times around a boat to make up the half marathon distance. Last time you were here in Duel, you were up against Hammer, and you got the 10 points. Perfect score against a very hard competitor. You're hoping to achieve that again tonight?
Oh, look, the post-game interview, Hammer said he tripped, but I'm sure it was that right hand I got in, you know. But I'll have to try harder this time.
One of your ambitions also is to be an Australian representative in rowing, be a rowing champion. What are we looking at there? What, a 4 or a scull or an 8?
Actually, I'm a member of Surfers Paradise Surf Club and I row surf boats.
Oh, right, so you're used to the heavy hits when those the surf boats come down in the heavy surf.
Oh, yeah, they cop a hammering and a big swell.
And obviously a lot of strength. You're a very strong guy. What do you think that's going to help you in tonight? Which game?
Well, I've got Duel tonight, but hopefully I might not get Hammer again, but I'm sure we're going for another 10 points.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks very much.
Jeff, welcome back. Now, I think being a model actor, this obviously is a good step for you in the right direction.
Yes, Kimberly, up until a year ago, I was a lieutenant in the armed forces, and I left to pursue a long-time ambition to be an actor. So at the moment, I'm undergoing training to be an actor and doing a few commercials and so forth. So, yeah, but there's no acting out here, Kimberly, I can tell you that.
Well, we wish you all the best tonight. Now, last time we saw you, you actually scored in 3 of the 4 games. You almost got through Gauntlet, but not quite.
Yeah, I took a few hard hits in there, Kimberly. I haven't taken that many hard hits since I played rugby at school, but yeah, it was close. I was happy with my performance.
So are you looking to do one better tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go a bit quicker on the wall, though. I think Condor's going to be after me tonight.
I think so too, after you scored 10 points last time.
Yeah, I know what they say. I could feel him breathing down the back. I could feel him there, but I just managed to get away from him, but I'll put in the big ones tonight.
Fantastic. Well, good luck to you, Jeff.
Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil and Jeff.
Well, you can feel the quarterfinals tension in the air, and of course this is a sudden death competition. Our 4 challenges are set to go. Let's meet our referee now, Mike Whitney.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Kimber. How are you going?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Lovely to be here.
A crowd like this of 8,000 people, 3 million viewers on the TV, what sort of thing does that do to a competitor when they're performing in the games, do you think?
Well, I dare say that all our challengers have competed in front of crowds, but probably not 3 million people. Now, that can do 2 things to you. It can really fire you up, or it can make you freeze. And as far as my memory goes, no one's frozen on the show yet, but Kimberly, there's always a first time.
There certainly is. Well, we'll be looking forward to lots of action in this quarterfinal. So, let the games begin.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. But first, you have to knock them over.
$10 points if you stay up there for the full 30 seconds and don't get knocked down by the Gladiator.
Last time we saw her here, she missed out on points by just a few seconds. Let's welcome back Joanne. This time in battle with Glacier. Here's our referee, Mike Whitney.
Challenger, are you ready?
Now, Joanne hasn't tried her hand in duel in this series yet. And who's here to teach her the rules? The Ice Woman, Glacier. Great start here for Joanne. The Glacier's fighting hard, and now she's trying to dislodge Joanne. Joanne's coming back, but she's come back too strong, and she stood on Glacier's territory. No points. A commendable balance and control act here from the aerobic specialist, and Glacier tried a couple of snooker jabs to the head and body, but it was all over. No points.
Well, this time, I think you may have been trying just a little bit too hard.
Oh, look, I was determined after last time, but I just lost my balance.
Well, I thought you were going over the first time, but you managed to regain your composure.
I thought I had it too, but it doesn't matter.
This game's all about balance, isn't it?
It is. Glacier got me a good one right in the head, and it put me right off at the beginning, but I did my best.
You certainly did. Glacier, I actually thought that that may have put you off, the fact that she regained her composure.
She was trying to tease me, I think, so I'm going to go Glacier, but no, I'm not. I'm coming back. So she did really well.
Let's welcome our judo champion, challenger Catherine. Up against the Flame.
Now, Catherine, the judo champ, Flame the dual champ. Catherine acquitted herself well in joust in the heat, and she's proved she knows what she has to do to survive. Catherine is taller and heavier than Joanne, and she's very, very strong. We saw this in the heat. Catherine looking awkward up here on her podium, and Flame is totally in charge. Catherine lands one blow there, but completely on the defensive now. Will she go the distance? Flame's trying to unbalance her opponent. Catherine's flexing her legs, just managing to keep her feet, but she's not attacking. This could go against Catherine. Some big blows from Flame, but I reckon Catherine will survive. Yes, she does. Well done, Catherine. 5 points. Flame dictated the flow of this game from the outset, and Catherine almost came down and out a couple of times. Catherine didn't attack enough and was on the receiving end of some wicked blows.
Catherine's just come down from the towers. We have to call in our referee, Mike Whitney. Mike, come in. A ruling there on the game.
Yes, Mike, well, this is the quarterfinals. In this game, you must attack. We've ruled that the challenger didn't attack enough. Although she lasted the distance, no points.
Right, OK, so there it is. The first time up there, Catherine.
First time up there. I'm happy I stayed up, but those are the rules, and we all abide by the rules.
Yeah, I mean, it's the judo tactics versus the sheer power of Flame. I thought you had it right at the start. You nearly lost your balance right at the beginning there, a couple of big hits. Was that the idea there?
I think her judo practice that she does helped a lot with her balance. But these little muscles here had to work pretty hard, and I got into a rhythm and didn't want to stop.
Flame was too powerful, and no points for Catherine or Joanne on duel.
Last time we saw him on duel, he managed to take 10 points from Hammer. It's our challenger, Phil. And this time he's facing Condor. Over to you, Mike Whitney.
Phil has a lot to live up to in this game. In his heat, Hammer tried too hard and fell off his podium. So Phil has got to hope luck will be up there with him again tonight. There's the whistle and Phil comes on strong. He's right into the fight and this is going to be a good one. A sneaky left from Condor and the Navy man went overboard. Well, it was almost too quick for him to see. There it is there from Condor. Bad luck, Phil, no points.
Phil, you're just taking off your neck brace coming here, mate. I think that's what they refer to as a slam dunk.
Yeah, I just my left foot fell off the side of the podium, and once one of your feet go, that's cactus. But he hit me with a big shot.
I mean, you're both about the same size, and you're a very big challenger. Condor obviously is big as well, but ultimately the decider there was the balance.
Yeah, he just got me with a really clean shot to the head, and that just threw my left foot off, and I was gone. I was cactus.
He's an expert in unarmed combat. How will he perform with a pugil stick? Let's welcome Jeff. Dueling against Vulcan.
Jeff hasn't tried his hand in this game before, but back in his heat he did outwit Vulcan in Gauntlet. And they tell me Vulcan's got a good memory, Jeff. At least you're not unarmed in this combat. As Vulcan's straight in and Jeff's on the back foot defending. The best thing I can say about Jeff is he's ducking and weaving, and so is his family in sympathy. But Jeff, you've got to fight back. Vulcan's got Jeff on the hop. It's 1, 2, 3. Jeff did the dual jig, no points. Vulcan was straight down to business. Jeff was caught off guard. Desperation dancing from Jeff, and Vulcan helped Jeff take a bow. No points.
All right, Jeff. Well, I think it was your own shot that you actually knocked yourself off on.
Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed myself, Kimberly. It wasn't that hard up there.
Good ducking techniques.
Yeah, there's a lot going over my head.
Well, Jeff, it was a good effort. Unfortunately, no points there. You were looking forward to duel, though, weren't you?
I've always wanted to come up against Vulcan. He gave me a few good hits, but I think most of them went over my head. Just unlucky.
Unlucky describes both Jeff and Phil on duel. Neither guy makes a mark in this game.
The heavy hitters have had their say, and now it's time for the fast movers.
Yep, we have the wall and swing shot to come, but next we'll be going sky high with Skytrack.
Gladiators. aggression and mental toughness in the heats. Tonight, I mean to win again.
Anywhere else and you'd be paying big bucks to go on a ride like this. But here at Gladiators, we pay you 10 points if you win.
The challenger must complete a full circuit and not get tagged by the gladiator to get 10 points.
Our female challengers are first up, and I mean up, on Skytrack, and they are Joanne, Catherine, trying to steer clear of Fury, and Delta. And it's over to you, Mike Whitman.
Thanks, Kimberly. Challengers, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready?
80 metres on your hands and knees, but it's like 80 metres in the weightless environment of space as Fury blasts off and catches Joanne from the start. And look at Catherine go. She's really racing away from Delta, so I think she's actually put a couple of metres on her. As she comes around into a bend now, turns around, and who's this in the middle? It's Fury. Oh boy, did you see that? Catherine slammed right into Fury and Delta's got her. What a topsy-turvy game of Skytrack. Fury got off to a great start and caught Joanne, and then Catherine just slammed right into Fury.
Well, Fury, you caught Joanne early on in the piece, but then you were right in the middle of the highway.
Yeah, I apologise to Catherine. That certainly has never happened before, I think, because I got my girl so quickly. A little bit disorientated up there.
So how's the hand feeling?
Not too bad. I'm not quite sure how I feel at the moment.
I'm sure. Well, because of that discrepancy, Mike, we might just call you in to have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, the crash was definitely an improvement there. So we're going to run these guys again, which we think is only the fair thing to do.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Okay, because Catherine, you may well have got to the other end if that crash hadn't occurred.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's a new game for everybody, the Glads and the challengers, both of us. So no one really has everything down pat. And also, like, I mean, Delta got held up as well. We were just concerned mainly with the safety of everybody up there. So I'm happy to rerun again.
You happy to rerun, Delta?
Oh, why not? It's fun up there.
Not too much out of breath?
No.
Okay, well, I guess we'll be running that again. Mike, I'll leave it to you.
Well, that shows you just how disorienting this game can
Challengers,
be. There's no point of reference when you're hanging upside down, and Fury was more surprised than hurt.
3, 2, 1.
Catherine with a second life. She was really locomoting last time till she shunted into Fury. This time she's shown that she has the game down to a fine art. There's no way Delta's going to close this gap in time. It's huge. Hands and feet flying along the rails as Catherine powers into the final bend, and she's coming home. Yes, she does, for 10 points. Catherine 10, Joanne 0. So Catherine takes command of the scores at the midway point. 2 games to go.
For my last appearance, I flew up the wall, mastered swing shot, and held my own on the bridge. Tonight, I'm back to show what I'm made of again.
Let's welcome our first male challenger, Phil. And in the blue, it's Jeff against Commando and Tornado. All right, let's hand control now to our referee, Mike Whitman.
Challengers, are you ready?
This game takes you right back to your childhood. Right back before you started walking. Who'd have thought champions would have started that early? They're all moving quick, and hang on because one of the challengers has come unstuck. I don't know what's happening to Phil because he's coasting, not crawling, and Commando shuts him down with a bang. Tornado hits Jeff, no points. First Phil started freewheeling, and next Tornado railroaded Jeff. Back to the nursery, guys. But this is why Phil stopped up there. He's got a problem with his left hand. Dr. Peter and Luke, our physio, are working on it right there. Oh, did you see Phil wince? Here's Mike.
Give us a look, mate. They all there?
Straight now.
You're a tough guy, mate. You're a tough guy. Obviously, it was dislocated there.
Yeah, just using your finger hands on the Skytrack, I just must have hit one of the runners and it's just doubled back on itself. But once it's back in, it works real good, you know?
It's a tough guy. Unfortunately, I can't give you any points. I mean, we should give you some points for just being so tough, but there's no points for that event. Phil, I think a big round of applause for Phil. A fantastic effort. Mate, we'll give you a chance to go and recuperate. Jeff, no points for you either.
No, I think Tornado's reputation precedes him. He's very quick.
Tough guys, tough gladiators, tough games. And after Skytrack, there's no points for our challengers so far. Tough luck.
There's plenty of points to be had if you can hit your stride before the demolition balls hit you. Up next, it's hit and run.
Tonight's quarter-final winners will receive Sanyo's widescreen colour television, which gives you a natural, wider, brighter picture with its super flat 66cm widescreen. The built-in stereo surround system produces sound of amazing clarity. There's a built-in teletext decoder and 4 selectable picture modes. Sanyo's widescreen television allows you to experience panoramic home theatre at its best. Valued at $3,999, that's life with Sanyo. Windsurfing is one of life's great challenges, and now Bombora have developed a shortcut learning program that guarantees your success when you try the new windsurfing. And tonight's runners-up each win a $2,000 windsurfing package from Bombora.
Aerobics training certainly gave me the edge in my previous Gladiators performance. The Travelator will not defeat me.
Every time you cross the bridge, you get 2 points. Just hope a ball doesn't collect you along the way.
Hit and run.
2 points each time you make it across the bridge to the other platform without being knocked down.
Let's welcome our first challenger, Joanne, against Delta and Blade, and Storm and Flame. Let's start the game. Here's Mike Whitney.
Challenger, are you ready?
Joanne is 10 points behind with only 2 games to go.
Are you ready?
She needs to get back into contention. In other words, Joanne, run and don't get hit. And Joanne runs and gets hit by a ball. No points. Well, it's a pity the Gladiators didn't read that sign before Joanne started. They might have been a little bit easier on her.
Last time we saw our next challenger up on hit and run, she only scored 2 points. Let's welcome Catherine. Over to you, Mike Whitney.
3, 2, 1.
Catherine, the judo champ, a big chance to pull further in front We'll call her Catherine the Cautious. She doesn't want to suffer the same fate as Joanne, she's got 2 points. Well done, Catherine. Catherine's got another 2 on the board. She's played this game before, I reckon. As she comes back and takes it a 6. Has she touched the end? Yes, she has. Nearly fell off, but had the presence of mind to keep herself on the platform. And she's so cautious. She doesn't want to get collected. She really wants to improve her score as she goes for another run. She's on to 8 points. And that's it, Catherine. Well done. 8 points, Catherine, is a fantastic score on hit and run. As she got across the platform, she was very cautious. Delta got her with this ball. She was down, but not out.
Catherine, was that more fun than last time you were up there?
No.
A great run, though. 4 crossings, 8 points.
That was great. I was hanging off by my fingernails, I think, up there, and it was just a matter of, oh my God, I had to do a chin-up to get it back up here.
It was a great hit by Delta. I think Delta was the one, her ball that got you. A fantastic hit, but I thought you were off there. You actually had to climb right back up, didn't you?
Well, yeah, as I said, I had to do a chin-up, and lucky I've been practicing, but I tell you what, these girls up there, they really know when to hit you, and if the balls hit you, you come off.
Catherine came off the winner in this game. Those 8 points now taken to a lead of 18 with only 1 game to go.
Sporting ability served me well when I won my heat. Tonight I'm going to repeat that performance and win again.
He's a runner, so let's see how he goes in hit and run. Our first challenger is Phil. And hurling their demolition balls are our Gladiators, Commando and Tornado. Taipan and Vulcan. Over to you, Mike Whitney.
Challenger, are you ready?
Phil's a novice to this game. He's a big guy. That makes him a big target. As Phil takes off, he's dodging balls from each side, and wham! Tornado torpedoes the Navy man, who's not ready for this bridge just yet.
Phil, did you even see it coming?
Not really. I planned on stopping and dodging a few, but the crowd got to me on that occasion.
You got past the first 3. It was the 4th one, I think, the tornado threw that knocked you out into space.
Very lucky throw.
Just confirming, of course, no crosses there. No points for you, Phil. How's the dislocated finger going?
It's stiffening up a bit. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the games, but I'll give it a shot, you know.
Well, of course, we've still got to get you up the wall next. You're going to get the physio to work on it now, so hopefully it'll be sort of loosened up a bit.
Oh, no, just give him my best shot, you know.
All right, let's welcome our second male challenger, Jeff.
3, 2, 1.
Jeff takes a look before he leaps. Off he goes again. He dives and survives for 2 points right there. Jeff taking a lot of care, looking left, right, and he's back for 2 more. Well done. The look on Jeff's face tells it all. He expects the worst, but he's doing fine on the 6 points. He's racking up a very healthy score as he sprints across on the 8. Comes back, time's running out. Will he get any more? Yes, he's on to 10. I reckon he might even get 12. He does. Well done, Jeff. 12 points. This was a model run from the Queensland model. He was alert and careful on the catwalk and quick when he had the chance to be, and very laid back when the occasion demanded.
Jeff, you were so quick on your feet. Now, I think you got 6 crosses, which would make 12 points, but I'll just check that with Mike.
Yes, Jeff made 6 crosses, which is 12 points, but one of the rules of this game states that you cannot lay on the bridge to avoid a ball, so we have to take 1 touch off you. 5 touches, 10 points.
10 points, still not a bad score. You needed those points. You were excellent at that game.
Yeah, it's surprisingly very hard up there.
Well, those balls are coming hard and fast, being hurled by the Gladiators, aren't they?
Yeah, I had a bit of a goose step going there and evading a few balls. Unfortunately, if I didn't bow down, I would have got hit.
Jeff hits the front with the first score for the men tonight, so it's 10-0 and only 1 scoring game to go.
Well, Mark, at the beginning of the show, we talked about how it's possible for the crowd to affect a challenger's performance, and I think we just saw a good example of that on hit and run.
Well, you saw Phil come out. He said he had a plan, bit of a rush of blood to the head, said the crowd got to him. Before you knew it, he was on the mat.
We might see it work the other way around, though, because this time he's going to need something to try and help him forget about the pain of that dislocated finger as he tries to take part in our next event. Our challengers are set now to climb the wall.
the semi-final will receive a fabulous 5-night holiday for two at the luxurious Shangri-La Bali Dynasty Resort. Enjoy old world tradition and first-class luxury in the one tranquil setting. A 5-star lifestyle set in an Asian garden paradise. The Shangri-La Bali Dynasty Resort. Runners-up receive a Sanyo colour TV, mini hi-fi system, 4-head VCR and cordless telephone. That's life with Sanyo.
For our challengers, the handholds seem smaller than in practice and the footholds seem much further apart. The pressure is on.
60 seconds to get to the top, 10 points if you make it, nothing if you're caught.
Our female challengers are first up the wall. Let's introduce Joanne. Being pursued by Fury. And Catherine will be trying to steer clear of Storm. To start the climb, here's Mike Whitney.
Challengers, you will go on my whistle. Gladiators, you will go on John's whistle.
15 metres high and nowhere to go but over the top. And the Gladiators know how to drive the challengers up the wall. Neither woman has tried this game before, so the tension has to be high. Joanne's having a little bit of trouble there on the right, and Fury's about to catch her now. Storm's doing great guns on the left. Catherine's nearly getting away, but Storm's got her. Off the wall, no points. Save for Joanne. Bad luck. Well, the Gladiators know it's the quarterfinals now, and they were ruthless. Storm was quick as a flash, and Fury, well, she was very matter-of-fact with Joanne.
Catherine, you had a great technique. I actually thought you may have made it up.
Yes, well, I was very quick in training, and I actually like the wall because it requires a lot of upper body power, but I slipped at the start and Storm capitalised, and it was the end of the ball game.
Well, as I said before, those hand grips seem to be a lot smaller, don't they now?
Yeah, well, they looked really big in training, but it's the first hole where you have to get your right foot down on the bottom one and push up, but I just wasn't there.
Well, there's a lot of technique involved in Storm. You Gladiators just seem to be getting better and better at this game.
I don't know, Kimberly. Those holds are pretty big. I think they're what they're called juggy holds. And unfortunately, if you make a slip, you're mine. And I'm just quicker.
Joanne, it was pretty tough, wasn't it? No, you're not having much luck tonight. It's not your night.
No, I don't know what's happening. I really enjoy rock climbing too, but I'm used to doing nice and slow and knowing where I'm putting my feet and hands.
Well, you're just not used to having a gladiator on your tail. Fury, excellent work.
I'm beginning to realise a clean game is a good game.
No accidents this time?
No, not if I can help it.
Wipeout for the challengers on the wall. Catherine has a good 18-point lead, and that's 9 seconds going into the eliminator.
Our female challengers didn't make it to the top. That's partly because it's such a long way to climb up here. Let's welcome the first of our male challengers, Phil, being chased by Hammer. And a rematch between Jeff and Condor.
Jeff is the only challenger who's been on our cliff edge before, and he beat Condor to win 10 points. Jeff's hobby is rock climbing, remember? But Condor would like to settle the score, I reckon. Look at Jeff go, and on the right, Phil's in a lot of trouble. That dislocated finger must be slowing him down. Here come the Gladiators, and Hammer's closing in. He's got a hold of the Navyman's foot, and he's trying to drag Phil down. But Phil breaks loose. Condor's close to Jeff, but Jeff is close to victory. One overhang to go for the guys. Hammer hits on Phil again. He's got him this time. Jeff's over the top for 10. And Hammer's still trying to extract Phil, who's stable to the wall. Great effort from a fella with a damaged finger. Jeff established himself as one of the best men on the wall. Condor got close, but not close enough. And Phil hung on for dear life, but Hammer finally tore his fingers loose, and Phil felt pretty sore about that.
Jeff, I had a feeling you'd make it there. I mean, rock climbing is one of your hobbies.
Yeah, it is, Mike, but Condor was extremely close then. I really had to hurry on the pace up the top.
That was a rematch, of course. Last time in your heat, you went up against Condor and obviously made it up and got the 10 points. You've done it again too, 10 points. Well done.
Thanks, Mike.
Phil, my goodness, he almost had you by the shoe there for a minute, and then he made it up and pulled you off.
Oh, well, I knew he was going to be chasing hard, so I just put everything into it.
Now tell me, how's the finger going?
When that last little rip, that was that's all I could handle, so I had to let go on that one.
A handy 10 points for Jeff, but Phil couldn't come to grips with the wall. So a 20-point lead and a 10-second advantage for Jeff.
This is our very own Heartbreak Hill, now even more daunting because we've cranked it up to quarterfinal speed.
Indeed, it's called the Travelator, and it's up next in the Eliminator.
Our grand final winners will each receive the new Hyundai Elantra GLS. Designed to perform, the Elantra has the explosive power of a 1.8-litre engine, the safety of ABS brakes, plus the comfort of power windows, central locking and power steering. The Elantra GLS is valued at over $26,000. Wouldn't you rather have a Elantra? Runners-up in the series final will win a 5-day holiday for two at the Shangri-La Fijian Resort.
And now, points on the board turn into precious seconds as our 4 challengers vie for only 2 places in the semi-finals.
It's aptly named the Eliminator. 4 challengers start, but only 2 winners will go through to the semis. Joanne's heat eliminator was a heart-stopper. Both challengers took 3 attempts up the Travelator, and Joanne came up with the goods. Catherine led all the way in her heat and cruised home in a very impressive 1 minute 12 seconds.
All right, we've got Catherine and Joanne set to go. Joanne, how do you feel you've gone so far in the game?
I haven't done as well as I'd planned, but I can just do my best now.
There's a 9-second point difference here. Are you very worried about that?
I think anyone would be, but anything can happen.
That Travelator, I suppose someone hits the top of that and comes back down, there's a great chance to make up that 9 seconds.
There's a very good chance it could happen.
All right, Joanne, good luck. Catherine, how about you? The Travelator is the killer. Last time you got straight up it. You think you'll do the same this time?
Well, Mike, the Travelator's running a bit faster for the quarterfinals, so anything can happen.
It sure can. Let's go straight to our referee now. Good luck to both our challengers, folks. Let's have a big round of applause for Catherine and Joanne as they get set to run the Eliminator. Here's Mike Whitney.
Catherine, you will go on my whistle. Joanne, you will go on John.
Joanne, the 30-year-old mum, Catherine, the 24-year-old physio. Both have what it takes, but that 9-second gap must feel like 9 minutes to Joanne, who has to watch her opponent go through the hurdles, but Catherine's struggling a little bit there on the hurdles. Joanne finally now takes off, and she seems to be doing a little bit better. Catherine's up the top of the rope climb and going onto the hand ladder. Joanne's really got to close this gap early because if Catherine gets away, it could be all over. Catherine just a tad slow through the hand ladder, across the rolling logs and up the cargo net. Joanne coming across the hand ladder also doing well, but Catherine's starting to get away. Catherine is one obstacle ahead and she's still moving confidently. She's just about to come to the top of the cargo net, but Joanne's flying on that inside. Catherine's up there now and heading off towards the zip line. She'd still have about a 5 to 10 second gap on Joanne, who's doing well. Catherine comes down the bottom of the zip line, runs off the mats, up to the balance beam. Now she's 2 obstacles ahead of Joanne, who's coming up to the zip line. Catherine taking her time on the balance beam, jumps off, travelator next for Catherine. Let's see her go up there. Yep, she's home and into the semis. Well done, Catherine, and what a good time, 1:16. A little bit slower than her heat. She seems to be struggling for air there as Joanne comes across the balance beam now. Here's another great performer. Do it, Joanne, yells her family. She's grace under pressure. She's running in quicksand. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Where does that special something come from? From the heart, I reckon. As she goes through, well done, Joanne. And yes, Lila, that's your mum, and you've got to be proud of her tonight. But this is a bit of a worry. Catherine's down. The medical team surrounding her. I hope she's okay.
All right, Catherine has just made it through. We've just stopped for a couple of seconds here. I think a big round of applause. Catherine, a great time of 1:16. You've got the Ventolin puffer there.
I had a lot of problems at the start. I just had a lot of problems breathing after I chalked up my hands, unfortunately. And by the time I got to even the first hurdle, I wasn't breathing. So.
That's right. I noticed you had some trouble on the hurdles, and then halfway through on the hand ladder too, you slowed down. Look, we'll let you get your breath. Fantastic effort. You're through to our semi-finals. Have a puff on the Ventolin. We'll get our medical team to look after Catherine and make sure she's okay. But while we've got the applause going, I think a big round of applause for Joanne through to the quarterfinals. But this is where we say goodbye. What is it like standing there for that 9 seconds, watching your opponent sort of get away from you? That must be the hardest thing, standing at that finishing line. Just that 9 seconds must go on forever.
It is very hard, and especially with an athlete like Catherine, and you know, like 9 seconds is going to be near impossible to catch up. But I'm really proud of how I went. I got up the travelator first go.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to congratulate Catherine and wish her the best in the semis.
And I think a big round of applause for Joanne. A great effort. Well done.
Phil had a fantastic eliminator last time. He came from behind and beat the other challenger on the travelator, snatching victory by a split second. Jeff had a flawless eliminator in his heat. He was ahead from the start and powered home in 1:08.
Phil, I think you'll agree with me. It's been a pretty tough competition against these Gladiators tonight.
Yes, tonight's been very tough, but not aided with a little bit of an injury, but I can't use that as an excuse. They were tough boys.
So are you disappointed with your performance tonight?
Oh no, I put everything into every event. You know, I didn't cat any event, so just those guys are too good tonight.
Well, you better watch out for that hand bite because I hope that finger doesn't give you too much of a problem.
The hand bike's a little lower to the ground than the zip line, I hope I don't let go of that thing either.
No, don't let go mid-fall, please. Jeff, you don't think you've been pushed yet in the eliminator?
This is the second show, Kimberly. I've had at least a 10-second start, so if I'm in front, I tend to take it a bit easy, but we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, hopefully Phil can catch you up and give you a bit of competition.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, but not too close there. Okay, well, Jeff, you're starting with a 10-second start because you were 20 points ahead. Good luck to both of you, and it's over to you, Mike Whitney. See you at the other end.
Jeff, you will go on my whistle.
The actor model from Queensland, the Navy man from Canberra. Well matched for size and weight, but Phil has to be worried about that dislocated finger he got on Skytrack. Can he make up 10 seconds, or will Jeff lose 10 seconds somewhere? You've seen it happen before. Jeff through the hurdles with speed and accuracy and up the rope, and here comes the Navy. Jeff flying across the hand bike. Good work, Phil, up to the rope climb. Jeff onto the rolling logs, nearly took him, but he did well. He's up to the cargo net. Phil looking good on the bike, and I can't see his hand hindering his progress just yet. Jeff's fantastic up the net. He's got that down perfectly. He literally flew up the net, and now he gets a chance to fly down the zip line. Phil's trying his hand in the cargo net. That'll be his biggest test, but Jeff's off the mats and running. Here goes Phil. He's getting really stuck in that net. Jeff's onto the balance beam, and he's very neat on his feet. His family are up on their feet. Look at this fella run. He's strong, he's determined, and he's going to do it. Yes, he is. In 1:04, what a time. Oh, yeah, he deserves that cheer. Phil finishing well off the zipper. Comes off the mats. Not a bad time here for Phil either. Let's see if he can finish it in one run. Up the balance beam he goes. Oh, balance, that's the catchword, Phil. And it's not his finger that let him down, it was his footwork. Take 2 for Phil. The Navy man now has to walk the plank. He's doing it, and very cautiously, but he's doing it well. He's off, second time round. Slow and sure, a good finish needed. Come on, Phil, up you go. A great finish needed, Phil. Yep, he's done it. Well done, Phil, not a bad time. As he swings back and salutes the deck.
Phil, we don't want any more injuries, my goodness. Jeff, fantastic run. You just completed the eliminator in a time of 1 minute 4 seconds, but I don't think you've been pushed.
No, Kimberly, I'm still pretty fresh. I haven't been pushed yet, so it's going to get tougher, I know, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let me tell you, I could see the concentration in your face right the way through there. You actually stole a little bit of a look just to see where Phil was.
Yeah, I did. I had a different strategy with the car gun at this time. Got up a bit easier and, yeah, took my time on the travelator.
Well, hopefully it'll be even more easy the next time you do it in our semi-final. Well done.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Let's hear it for Jeff, our winner tonight. Phil, my goodness, had a bit of a trip there on the old balance beam.
Yeah, I knew he'd finish, so I was trying to go as fast as I could, but the second time around I just took it easy.
How was the cargo net with your finger?
Yeah, that's a problem anyway, but it added to it.
Okay, well, this man is a true champion. Well done for completing the course. Let's hear it for Phil, ladies and gentlemen. Well done.
At this stage, it's goodbye to Phil and Joanne. But it's onwards and upwards now to the semi-finals.
Well, I think Catherine's still trying to catch her breath. Congratulations to her and Jeff. They both go on to our semi-final.
Look forward to seeing you for Gladiators again next week. Good night.
The best package $25 can buy you. Here's the address to join. Next week, the final 4 challengers front up to the grueling games of the Gladiators. Join us again next Saturday night when we select the last of our finalists.